Hey guys, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go over an exercise called heel raises. So we're going to go over proper form to do heel raises for the health of your feet and your ankles. So this is kind of like a follow-up video from my previous video that went over things you could do if you have flat feet. If you haven't seen that, I will put a link to that video in the description down below. But basically, heel raises are a good addition to add into your exercise routine if you do have flat feet, but a lot of times people do them wrong, so we will go over how to do them correctly today. Even if you don't have flat feet, heel raises are a really great exercise in general, just to keep your feet and ankles healthy and strong. If you're someone that's prone to like ankle sprains, this is a really good thing to add into your exercises. So with all that said, let's just go do the exercise. So when you do heel raises, which is basically coming up onto your toes and coming back down, we will go over it in more detail in a minute. We're working on three things. So you're working on the strength of your gastroc, so that's the muscle of your calf. You're working on supporting the position of the arch of your foot, and you're also working on your toe extension mobility, which is basically so when you're up on your toes and your big toe is kind of coming back toward you. We're working on that, which surprisingly people do start to lose that mobility pretty frequently. That is an area that gets stiff and tight, is in the big toe. And I guess you would think like, okay, like who really cares about my big toe? But it's actually really important in just everyday functioning, such as walking. So when you do your heel raises, you want to really focus on the position that your ankle is in as you're lifting up and down. So basically you don't want your ankle like whipping out or falling in. You want to be in a neutral position. When you have flat feet, your feet tend to be falling in. So when you're using this muscle when you're walking, so when we walk and you push off, you're activating this muscle, the gastroc. When you have flat feet, a lot of times people tend to push off while they're walking, more on the inner portion of their foot. Okay, so when you're training your heel raises, you're kind of training the opposite of this. And then people who are prone to things such as ankle sprains, the most common way to sprain your ankle is your foot will fall in this way, and then these ligaments start to get weak over time. So if you have an ankle sprain, you tend to be more prone to maybe having another ankle sprain. So when you're training your heel raises, you're training the position of your ankle so that it's not falling in that way. So when you do your heel raises, if you just go through the motions, lifting up and down, it's not going to be as effective as if you focus on a few things that I'm going to tell you. So one, if you want to challenge your balance, go ahead and do your heel raises like me, and you don't need to hold on to anything. If you have trouble with your balance, or if you're having trouble controlling your ankle, it might be beneficial to hold on to something like a table or something and then do it that way so that you're not having to focus on your balance as well. So you have options there. While you're doing this exercise, don't lock out your knees. You want to keep your knees soft, so you're going to have a slight bend in your knees throughout the exercise. And you want to keep your feet hip width apart. What happens when a lot of people do heel raises, most commonly they end up putting too much weight on like the pinky toe edge of the foot and their feet are coming in this way, okay? Some people may do too much on the big toes, but I would say that's more uncommon. What you want is you really want the weight to be even through the ball of your foot as you lift up, okay? So if you find that you're someone that tends to put more weight on your pinky toes, then I would try to think about putting weight really under like the big toe area and the second toe area as you lift up and then coming back down. Also, when you lower from this position, then you might tend to whip back out. So I'll lose my balance. It's definitely harder without holding on. So as you lower, try to make sure you're keeping that weight even. So when you do the exercise, you want it to be slow and controlled. Okay, we're not just like going up and down through the motions here. So you're lifting up for a count of 1, 2, and then you're lowering down for a count of 1, 2. Okay, nice and slow and controlled, and that'll give you the most out of your exercise. So you can do this with shoes or not. I personally like to do this without shoes because I feel like then you're really like working on the control of your feet. But if you really need to put your shoes on for whatever reason, then go ahead and do it with your shoes on. That's fine. But if you have the option, taking your shoes off is a nice way to train this as well. For reps with this exercise, you could do 3 sets of 10 or aim for 3 sets of 10. If you feel like you're losing control of your ankle before you get to 10 reps, just do less reps. Same thing if you feel like you're losing control of the ankle after one set, do less sets. So do what works for you, but as your goal, you can work on working up to 3 sets of 10. So I know that exercise seems pretty simple, but you'd probably be surprised by the amount of times that even a really simple exercise that people end up doing them with incorrect form. When you do it with incorrect form, you're really not going to get the result that you're looking for out of the exercise. So that's kind of why I like to share these types of videos with you guys, to really make sure that you're getting the most out of your workouts and your exercises. But that's all for today. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!